Welcome to Giant Ability TV.
Since the sad incident of state capture of February 25, 2023 presidential election that ushered in the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, reactions from Nigerians have been that of fixing blames and not the problems. This attitude has not taken the country from where it was then to where it should be for progress, and now is the time for a twist. For doing things the same way and expecting different results amounts to insanity. This is the time to fix the problem once and for all, and the problem, as we all know from experience, is Tinubu. As fearful as reality is, it is not as fearful as the evasion of it. What our leaders have learnt are the tricks of the trade and not the trade itself. This alludes to what makes the difference between a visionary and an ambitionist, as well as a politician and a statesman. It is sad and painful that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is from the Yoruba extraction. It is alien to find leaders who like to cut corners from among the Yorubas, who typically are very hardworking and understand what the word shame means. So the ministers appointed by President Tinubu, members of the legislature and the judiciary, who truly went to school, graduated and obtained one form of qualifying certificate or degrees, who also know the qualification or certificate saga of their boss in relation to forgery, and who still remain unperturbed for what they stand to benefit.
Nigerians are tired of prayers for things that leaders are elected to do. Why don't you pray before? Why don't you be praying instead of going to the toilet to ease yourself and be saying God should come and help you ease yourself? Things that God has given you the capacity, the power. It's only in Nigeria. Nigeria is a world headquarters of fake pastors and 419s who stay on the pulpit and deceive people. A country where leaders are elected to do a job, they don't do it. Religious leaders will be telling you to pray for them. So you think God is that jobless to come and be helping your leaders to fix the country? So these are the people who they enable bad leadership and bad governance in this country. Why are Nigerians protesting? Very simple. Yeah. It's because there's massive hunger, disillusionment, and discontentment in the country. That's the reason why Nigerians are protesting. This president, you say you want to dialogue with a president, Nigerians should come and sit on the round table with a president that on Wednesday, this same president on Wednesday, he sent an executive bill to the National Assembly. The National Assembly did accelerated hearing to extend the tenure of the IG in 1 day. And they even made mistakes in the amendment. They amended, the sections that they amended was wrong. And he did that just for nepotistic reasons. That's the reason why he did that. He did not send an accelerated bill to the National Assembly to end the suffering of Nigerians.
What makes you feel it has nepotistic
the man is Yoruba.
Undertones?
The man is Yoruba.
But that's a whole different conversation.
See, the truth is very bitter.
I guess what you're saying
the truth is bitter. The truth is bitter, but somebody has to say the truth. This man is supposed to retire in a month or so. You are trying to extend his tenure. These are part of the reasons why Nigerians are protesting. When Buhari was here, carrying out nepotistic tendencies, we all condemned him.
But I know the Constitution allows him to do
this man has come. This man has come. And he's doing worse than what Buhari did. Almost everybody, every key person in any government, parastatal or agency, the key positions are apportioned for Yoruba people. That is even by the way.
Part of
that
this,
is yes, it's not part of the discussion. But it is part of the
demands.
It is part of the reasons. The reasons fueling the protest, because there's inequality, there's nepotism in government and around government, and the body language of the government supports that people are not being carried along in the country.
There is no need for external judge other than conscience. We should have condemned them for living lives below expectations and by extension lowering the bar instead of raising it just for them to make a living. These are people who by their actions have supported the enthronement of mediocrity in Nigeria. The impending protest that has made the politicians afraid by putting them on a jittery mode is a litmus test about where our leaders stand, whether on the pedestals of justice or injustice, for the righteous is as bold as a lion, while the evildoers run where no one pursues them. Nigerians fail to fight to defend their stolen mandate when they should have, but the truth remains that no matter how long or how far a lie has gone, truth will catch it and overtake it. The foundation of illegality and lawlessness can never have a building that will stand the test of time laid on it. No matter how much the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu tries to deceive Nigerians by assuaging their feelings through palliative, which can only provide temporary satisfaction without addressing the systemic problems which also are foundational, uprising born out of discontent will ever be the order of the day, for a hungry man is an angry man. The planned protest is a welcome development, and don't forget that we are in democracy, where the freedom of expression and association is guaranteed by the constitution of the land. Unfortunately, threats from quarters of the security agencies against Nigerians who are planning to exercise their inalienable right are provocative and unconstitutional. Experiences from the past protests, especially the EndSARS protest of 2020, revealed that the unscrupulous elements who hijacked the peaceful protest from the Nigerian youths were sponsored by governments to unleash violence and cause mayhem on Nigerians so that the protest can be considered as violent. This was a way of giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it. This administration was a product of deceit, illegality, and lawlessness. Recall how fake bishops were used to legitimize the Muslim ticket of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, as well as the violence unleashed on the non-indigenes of Lagos by supporters of the government, as well as the traditionalists using the Oro cult to unleash mayhem on peace-loving people in Lagos. This pattern is synonymous with the leadership of the APC, and until a change is introduced, the pigs being dog will be for the diggers and bring about shame and regrets. A sincere government, as the case was with the former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in 2012, will allow protests to take place peacefully without using sponsored thugs to hijack the process. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself, who was the mastermind of the protest against the removal of fuel subsidy during the time of Jonathan, can attest to how seamless they had it then.
Nigerians are going to express themselves in line with Section 40 of the Constitution, that Nigerians have the right to assemble, to gather, and to express their grievances at government at all levels. And this is an inalienable right of every citizen of this country. The government cannot tell people when to protest or how to complain about maladministration of the government, especially considering the fact that this president today was a perpetual protester. He's a man that has funded protests against government. He has always been in the opposition funding protests against government, and basically, because he has been doing it, I don't know how someone who has been funding protests no longer wants protests when he's now in the saddle of leadership. And because karma is the universal donor, it must go round, because you funded protests against the Jonathan government in 2012 when over subsidy removal. Today you have removed subsidy, and today you do not want Nigerians to protest. And they've been calling groups for the past 3 weeks to the villa, to all kinds of places, to ministries, to give them money, to go and be organizing town hall meetings.
Has
and all
your
these
group
things.
been invited?
Severally, we have. Severally.
Right.
We have declined. We have spoken to some people in government, and we have told them, we said, if you want this protest not to hold, remove fuel subsidy. Bring back fuel subsidy. If you want this protest not to hold, do ABC, things that will improve the life of people, not collect money, collect dollar from people in government, and you go on television and start embarrassing yourself.
In my opinion, if government has been doing updoing, if government has been listening and also coming up with policies and programs that will alleviate the suffering Nigerians are going through, I don't think people will want to come and do protests. Secondly, if Tinubu administration have come out with a clear framework to say, okay, we are going to, between now and this time around, we are going to deal with one issue, or we are going to deal with another issue, I think Nigerians are very patient and very reasonable. They will listen. But they have pushed people to the extent that people, when they are kidnapped, openly, kidnappers are collecting ransom. And if your family do not have money, then you are wasted. So look, for how long some people keep quiet and then the official continue to recklessly, run the affairs in the country. I think this is what, cultivated and motivated people to say they want to do this. I don't think it is about some organization coming to do this. I think it is Nigerians who are just tired of the system that appears not to be working. And I think government should have the opportunity to listen to people and take more progressive and more proper policies and programs that will address the concern they raise, rather than wasting public taxpayers' money, mobilizing religious, traditional rulers and faceless fake NGO to say that they have withdrawn. Let them withdraw. They have the fundamental right to withdraw. As a matter of fact, it's not necessary you must be in the protest. Because protest is simply about expressing your concern, your worry. So if you are not worried about the killings in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the hunger in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the corruption and monumental looting that is going on in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the injustice and the recklessness in the country and complete, hopelessness that is going on in the country, you can decide not to, tell government that things are not going very well. But any patriotic and responsible Nigerians, whether you have come out for the protest or whether you did not come out of the protest, you should be able to feel the pains that majority of Nigerians are going through. And some people, because of abuse of power, they have even started arresting local, non-violent people who simply say they are interested in joining the protest. So for me, government should invest its own time and energy to restore hope and confidence on Nigerians by coming up with programs that will address the concern that they have, not really engage in unnecessary propaganda. Also, some security agencies threatening Nigerians who are not carrying any arms or who are not intending to do any violence, threatening them. Meanwhile, they cannot go and rescue people that have been abducted either in Zamfara or Katsina or wherever bandits and kidnappers have done that. We are still battling with Boko Haram in Borno, and then some security are making threats as if we are going to the army. What brought army into this matter? You have police, you have other security agencies that they should be able to be allowed to do their work. When they say they cannot do that, then the army can come. But for the army to now come and be threatening fire.
The trait of the government of the people, by the people, and for the people is epitomized in peace-loving, which also is exemplified by the primary function of government, which is the security of lives and the welfare of the citizens. The protesters are encouraged to be peaceful and law-abiding, while the government is admonished to allow Nigerians to exercise their constitutional rights and without injuring them. The loss of the lives of any Nigerian will further escalate the ongoing hunger and anger in the land and will further undermine the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu by painting it in black. It is time to fix Nigeria by fixing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself.
Thank you for watching.